What if I told you that the greatest tragedy in life is not failure, but a life lived without ever pursuing the dream God placed inside you? The wealthiest place on earth is not the oil fields of the Middle East. It is not the diamond mines of Africa. No, the richest place on earth is the graveyard. Because buried there are dreams that were never chased, visions that were never pursued, and ideas that never became reality. The question is, will you die full of dreams, or will you live to fulfill them? A dream is not something you create, it is something you discover. It is not a product of your imagination, it is a revelation of your assignment. Dreams don't come from television, social media, or your environment. A true dream comes from God. And when God gives a dream, He doesn't ask for your opinion, He asks for your obedience. Joseph didn't sit down one day and decide to dream about ruling a nation. That vision was not his idea, it was God's deposit in his spirit. And once God gives you a dream, He places a demand on your life to pursue it. The problem today is that too many people are chasing dreams that were not given by the Creator, but were shaped by culture, comparison, and pressure. We must stop asking, what do I want to do? And start asking, what was I born to do? God does not give dreams for entertainment. He gives them for employment. A dream is an assignment wrapped in a vision. And every time God gives a dream, it is connected to a problem that must be solved. Look at history. Noah was given a dream of an ark, but the ark was not for Noah. It was for the salvation of a generation. Moses was given a vision of freedom, but the dream was not about Moses. It was about delivering a nation. Esther had a position in the palace, but her dream was not about royalty. It was about preserving her people. What is the problem that your dream was sent to solve? If your dream only benefits you, then it is too small. If your vision only serves your success, then it is not a kingdom vision. A God-given dream will always be bigger than you, it will always be greater than your abilities, and it will always require faith to accomplish. That is why you cannot afford to dismiss your dream. Many of us are guilty of reducing God's vision to fit our circumstances. We shrink our purpose to match our qualifications. But God never consults your resume before giving you a dream. When He called Gideon, Gideon said, I am the least in my family. When He called Moses, Moses said, I cannot speak. But God does not give dreams according to your ability. He gives them according to His purpose. Some of you have been ignoring your dream because it seems too big. It feels overwhelming. But let me tell you something. If your dream doesn't scare you, it is too small. God will never give you a vision that you can accomplish without Him. And the fact that your dream is beyond your strength is the proof that it came from heaven. So the real question is not, do you have a dream? The real question is, have you accepted it? Because once you accept your dream, you must be prepared for resistance. Every dreamer attracts opposition. The moment Joseph shared his dream, his brothers hated him. They didn't hate him for what he did, they hated him for what he saw. Some of you have been attacked, not because of who you are, but because of what you carry. The enemy is not afraid of your past, he's afraid of your potential. So today I challenge you. Will you embrace your dream, or will you abandon it? Will you let fear silence what God has spoken, or will you rise with faith and pursue what heaven has placed inside of you? The graveyard is already full of dreams that were never chased, visions that were never fulfilled. Don't add yours to the list. Everything in life is created twice, first in the mind, then in reality. Before you can ever touch it, you must first see it. Before you can walk in it, you must first believe it. Faith is the currency of dreamers. If you cannot see it, you will never seize it. When God wanted to transform Abraham's future, He did not give him land first. He gave him a vision. He took him outside and said, look at the stars. As countless as they are, so shall your descendants be. Abraham had no child. Sarah was barren. Yet God was showing him what was possible, not what was present. That is the language of faith. Faith does not describe what is, it declares what shall be. Faith does not consult reality, it creates it. This is why many people never chase their dreams. They allow their present situation to limit their future vision. They say, I don't have enough money. I don't have the right connections. I don't have the education. But let me tell you something. God never gives a dream based on what you have. He gives it based on what He has already prepared for you. Your bank account does not determine your destiny. Your qualifications do not dictate your calling. The only limitation to your future is your willingness to believe. Some of you are waiting for everything to be perfect before you start moving. But if you wait until everything is in place, you will never begin. When Noah built the ark, he had never seen rain. When David stepped up to fight Goliath, he had never fought a giant. When Peter stepped out of the boat, he had never walked on water. But faith moves before sight appears. You must see yourself successful before success arrives. You must see yourself healed before the sickness leaves. You must see yourself victorious before the battle is won, because the mind is the womb of destiny. If you can conceive it, you can achieve it. If you can believe it, you can receive it. The greatest enemy of your dream is not opposition, it is doubt. Doubt is the killer of destiny. Doubt is the assassin of vision. Doubt whispers, what if it doesn't work? But faith shouts, what if it does? Doubt says, you are not good enough. But faith declares, God has already equipped me. Doubt sees obstacles. Faith sees opportunities. Doubt sees giants. Faith sees victory. This is why the Israelites could not enter the promised land. God had already given them the land, but when they saw the giants, they lost the battle in their minds before they even fought. 10 spies said, we are like grasshoppers in their sight. Listen to that. It was not the giants who called them grasshoppers, it was their own mentality, and because they saw themselves as small, they remained in the wilderness. How do you see yourself? Do you see yourself as God sees you? Or are you allowing fear to define your future? You cannot step into greatness while thinking like a slave. You cannot walk in purpose while seeing yourself as unqualified. You must renew your mind to align with what God has spoken over your life. The question today is simple. What do you see? Do you see failure or success? Do you see obstacles or possibilities? Do you see defeat or victory? Because what you see determines what you pursue, and what you pursue determines what you become. If you can see it, you can seize it. If you can believe it, you can achieve it. Your dream is already waiting for you, but the real question is, are you ready for it? Fear is the greatest enemy of dreamers. It is the silent killer of destiny, the invisible prison that keeps men and women from stepping into the life God has ordained for them. Fear paralyzes, fear limits, fear convinces you to settle for less than what you were created for. It does not need to attack you physically. Fear simply needs to whisper, what if you fail? What if you're not good enough? What if they laugh at you? And with just those words, millions of dreams have been buried before they ever had a chance to live. Every great person who ever changed history had to conquer fear. Fear told Moses he couldn't speak. Fear told Gideon he was too small. Fear told Peter to stay in the boat. Fear told David that Goliath was too big. But let me tell you something. Fear is a liar. Fear magnifies the problem and minimizes the power of God. Fear focuses on obstacles instead of opportunities. Fear sees giants while faith sees victory. The difference between those who fulfill their dreams and those who die with regret is not talent, it is the ability to defeat fear. The Israelites stood at the edge of the promised land, the dream God had prepared for them. But what stopped them? Was it lack of resources? No. Was it lack of ability? No. It was fear. Fear of the giants, fear of the unknown, fear that made them believe they were too small. too weak, too incapable. And because of that fear, they wandered in the wilderness for 40 years. Think about that. They were standing at the door of their destiny, but fear locked them out. How many of us are standing at the edge of greatness, but refusing to step in because of fear? Fear will always be there when you chase your dream. It will try to make you hesitate. It will try to make you doubt. But fear only has power if you listen to it. Fear is not real. It is a choice. Fear is faith in the wrong thing. It is believing more in your failure than in God's ability. It is trusting in your limitations more than in His promises. But here is the truth. God never gives a dream without also giving the power to accomplish it. He never calls you without equipping you. He never gives you a vision without providing the provision. The enemy knows this, so his only strategy is to make you afraid. Because if he can make you afraid, he doesn't need to stop you. You will stop yourself. You must decide today, will you live by fear or will you live by faith? Will you listen to the doubts in your mind? Or will you trust the God who called you? Will you let the fear of failure keep you from moving forward? Or will you step out knowing that God has already gone before you? Fear will keep you in the boat, but faith will make you walk on water. Fear will keep you in the wilderness, but faith will take you to the promised land. Fear will silence your dream, but faith will bring it to life. So I ask you now, what will you choose? Will you allow fear to bury your purpose, or will you rise up with boldness and chase the dream that God has placed inside of you? Because one thing is certain, your destiny is waiting, but fear must be defeated first. Everybody wants to succeed, but few are willing to prepare. Everybody wants to live their dream, but few are willing to pay the price. The problem is not a lack of dreams, it is a lack of discipline. The world is filled with people who have great ideas, powerful visions, and incredible potential. Yet their dreams never become reality. Not because they aren't talented, not because they aren't capable, but because they refuse to commit to the process. Dreams without discipline are nothing more than fantasies. Vision without preparation is just wishful thinking. God does not give success to those who desire it. He gives it to those who are prepared for it. Look at David. He was anointed as king as a young boy, but he did not step into the throne immediately. He had to go through the wilderness, face Goliath, endure persecution, and learn how to lead. Why? Because promotion always follows preparation. Some of us want to sit on the throne, but we are not willing to train in the field. We want the palace, but we don't want the process. But God never elevates people who refuse to be developed. Joseph had a dream of leadership, but before he could rule, he had to serve. He had to learn humility in the pit, faithfulness in Potiphar's house, and patience in the prison. Because dreams come with demands. The question is not, do you have a dream? The question is, are you willing to do what it takes? Success is not given to the lazy. It does not come to the undisciplined. It does not belong to those who pray but refuse to prepare. Your dream will never rise higher than your level of discipline. Some people say, I am waiting on God. But in reality, God is waiting on you. He has already given you the vision. He has already placed a purpose inside you. But purpose without preparation leads to frustration. Imagine a soldier going to battle without training. Imagine an athlete stepping into a race without practice. Imagine a doctor performing surgery without study. That is how many people approach their dreams. They want the reward without the work. They want the success without the sacrifice. But there is no shortcut to greatness. Jesus spent 30 years preparing for a 3-year ministry. Moses spent 40 years in the wilderness before leading Israel. Paul spent years in training before stepping into his calling. Why do we think we can skip the process? There is a price for greatness. There is a cost to fulfilling your destiny. You must develop the discipline to wake up early, Study harder, work smarter, stay committed, and refuse to quit when things get hard. You cannot pray for opportunities and then waste time when they come. You cannot desire success and then refuse to discipline your habits. Discipline is the bridge between dreams and reality. It is the difference between those who succeed and those who spend their lives wishing they had. You don't get what you wish for, you get what you are prepared for. The world is not waiting for dreamers. The world is waiting for those who are ready. So the question is, are you? A dream without action is a dead dream. Vision without movement is an illusion. You cannot wish your way into destiny. You must work your way into it. Too many people are waiting for the perfect moment, the right conditions, or a miraculous breakthrough before they start moving. But let me tell you something. God does not bless inaction. He does not anoint those who sit and wait. He moves with those who move. When God told the Israelites to take the promised land, He did not say, "Stand still and wait for the land to come to you." No, He said, "Wherever the soles of your feet shall tread, I have given you." That means you must move before you see results. You must step out before the doors open. You must act before the breakthrough comes. God is waiting for your movement. Faith is not passive, it is active. The woman with the issue of blood did not wait for Jesus to notice her. She pressed through the crowd, reached out, and touched His garment. Blind Bartimaeus did not sit quietly, hoping Jesus would stop for him. He cried out, "Son of David, have mercy on me." And even when people told him to be quiet, he shouted louder. Why? Because when you really believe in your dream, nothing will stop you from chasing it. The enemy's greatest weapon is not to take away your dream. It is to convince you to do nothing about it. He wants you to hesitate, to procrastinate, to keep planning but never executing. Because he knows that as long as you do nothing, your dream will remain a fantasy. A vision without action is a deception. Talking about your dream is not the same as pursuing it. Hoping for success is not the same as working for it. Elijah told the widow to pour out her last jar of oil, and as long as she poured, the oil kept flowing. Provision follows action. Peter fished all night and caught nothing, but when Jesus told him to throw the net again, he obeyed, and his nets overflowed. Abundance follows obedience. The walls of Jericho did not fall while Israel stood still. They marched, they obeyed, they shouted, and the walls collapsed. Victory follows movement. So I ask you, what are you waiting for? Are you waiting for the perfect conditions? The perfect conditions will never come. Are you waiting for everyone to support you? Not everyone will understand your vision. Are you waiting to feel ready? You will never feel completely ready. At some point, you must step out in faith, take the risk, and move forward despite fear. You will never reach your destiny sitting in the boat. You must step out onto the water. You will never see the walls fall if you refuse to march. You will never see the harvest if you do not plant the seeds. Action activates destiny. Movement unlocks miracles. Obedience brings overflow. So the question is not, do you have a dream? The real question is, what are you doing about it? Because your future is not waiting for time. It is waiting for you to move. And the time to move is now. You were not born to exist. You were born to fulfill a purpose. God placed a dream inside of you, and that dream is not meant to die inside of you. It is meant to be pursued, to be fought for, to be realized. But listen carefully. Dreams do not fulfill themselves. They require faith, courage, discipline, action, and perseverance. You must see it before you seize it. You must conquer fear before it conquers you. You must prepare before you expect promotion. You must take action before waiting for results. Some of you have been waiting too long. You have been doubting too long. But now is your time. It's time to silence fear. It's time to break free from excuses. It's time to get up Step out and chase what belongs to you, because your dream is waiting, but it will not wait forever. History does not remember those who wished for greatness. It remembers those who chased after it, who fought for it, who refused to give up when the journey got hard. The world is waiting for what you carry. There is something inside of you that no one else can bring. So don't rob the world of your gift. Don't let fear write your story. Don't let time pass you by while your dream remains only a thought. This is your moment. Run after it. Work for it. Pray for it. Believe in it. Fight for it. Because your dream is worth it. Good luck, and may God bless your journey. Thank you.